chair, new couch, new lamp, new everything. We're gonna get pictures next time. Next episode, we're gonna get pictures. I'm back in LA with the homies. Introduce yourselves.
What's going on, y'all? It's Addy, aka Ademir.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Eli.
Your boy Addy and your boy Eli in the shit today. You know, they did the Club Avocado album.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna talk about it, you feel me? We got this is the first time I've sat down and interviewed you in like 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Damn, it's been that long?
Yeah, because the last one was for Blossom, and that was 20.
Oh, no way.
You've been on the podcast since then, but I haven't. Like,
yeah, this is like what? I think appearance 4 or 5.
Yeah, something
like 5. There's a couple miscellaneous ones that I was just kind of in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But a lot has happened in those 2 years. Put out a lot of singles.
Yeah.
You've had like 10 shows.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Sure.
You got a new album with your boy Eli.
Go stream that.
You got a manager now. A lot has happened.
It's been a very jam-packed 2 years.
For real.
100%.
A lot's going on.
A lot has happened.
So we got your boy Eli.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna quote my dad when he saw that it was a collab album. Who the fuck is
That's so bad. Your boy Eli.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a producer from Los Angeles.
Yup,
If no one knows, born and raised, grew up around music, and really just took a keen to it as I got into my later years of high school.
Yeah.
Finally found a way to kind of have fun with it. I think that was the biggest part. Because when you're trying to do something crazy like that, a lot of people are just like, oh shit, that's like too crazy. You can't really, don't shoot too high. But, once you get the ball rolling, it's a lot easier to keep that momentum,
Yeah.
So it's just been a fun journey, linked up with Ademir for this latest project. And just been getting to work, dude. Really just been working and trying to build up everyone around me. I think that's like a common goal me and my friends have. It's really just to get better,
Absolutely. And so I remember, you and Addy met at Universal.
Yeah, we were
Yes.
working. And actually, I think it was, I worked with Addy, but I never knew he made music. And then I can't remember if it was Jonathan or Mario. One of them, or it might have even been Billy. Someone.
Maybe, yeah.
He was like, yo, why don't you make music with Ademir? And I was like, bro, Ademir makes music? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, shit, bro, what? Say less.
Yeah.
And literally from there, we've just been working.
And I remember, this was like 2 years ago, so this was like around the time.
Has it actually been that long? Holy shit.
Well, this is like around the time when.
It'll be 2 years I've known you.
Yeah, because this is like around the time you and Addy, like, we were talking, and he was like, yo, like, apparently one of my coworkers makes music, like, and then he sent me his video. I found this out because I was like just checking my saved videos, just like find another video.
Yeah.
And I saw like your video for Enough.
Oh,
yeah.
It's the only video I got. It's the only video I got up right now.
That's lore, man.
Like
That's
he
lore.
sent me Enough. I was like, oh, this is.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
yeah, I was like, because I'll be honest, bro. Sometimes it's like I've had moments of, oh, I know someone who makes music. I'm sure you've gotten it too. I know someone who makes music. And it's like, I don't want to be mean about it, but every now and again, it's not always like the best. So like, there was like, because they told me the same thing, like, oh, Eli makes he makes beats, and I'm like, what? No way.
Yeah.
And then I remember it was one day we was at fucking Dunk or Flunk. I was like, I grabbed your IG on my way out because I was like leaving or whatever.
Yeah.
I later think it might have been exactly 2 years because it might have been a Horror Nights day. Because
That's
it was
crazy.
nighttime.
It probably was,
I was leaving at night, but y'all was gonna be there like the rest of the night. But
That's wild. I don't even
yeah.
know. That's fine.
So like then I was like went through the Instagram scroll because this is when on Instagram you was just like posting me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I scrolled through and I was like, dang, this is fire. Dang,
Yeah,
this is ill as fuck too. And like it was like every beat I was like, alright, cool, this is like certified, like dude knows what he's doing, like this shit is fire.
Yeah.
But it actually took so long. I was actually, no bullshit, I don't think I ever told you this. I was actually so nervous. The first time I ever hit you up, like, hey, you trying to cook, you trying to get in the studio? I was like, bro, I hope you don't think I'm weird or like I'm corny or like whatever. Because by that point, like you had already left Universal.
Oh, really?
Because that's the funniest part of it all. We met there, but we didn't make any.
Wait, we didn't start making music till after? No.
Till after, yeah, dead ass.
The first song I heard from y'all two was Summer '23.
Bro, you was gone by
that's
then.
right when I dipped, yeah.
But it was like maybe like a couple months after. Because the thing is, people would still ask about you. That's the thing. Because they'd be like, oh, well, you got anything cooking with Eli? You're like, what, man? And like, we probably talked about like.
I'm sure we talked about it.
For
Probably
sure
sent texts or some shit. Yeah,
had a lot of
but
conversations
actually,
about
like,
you should cook up one day, but you know, it's one of those things where like, you gotta actually like do it eventually.
Yeah, that's good, bro. It's like,
that's the biggest thing with musicians, where I swear we always are like, yeah, we need to cook together one day, but then no one ever hits anyone up.
Yeah, so true. People say that, but I tell Addy this all the time, you excel on collaboration because you started with the hip hop side, so you just like.
It's true.
So it's like anytime you like meet someone, it's like.
Yeah, I like that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that today on my way here, like just this being like, for me anyway, like the first time I've really collaborated with someone else to this extent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, obviously, you know, do features, someone does a feature for you, and like that can always depend whether it's like sending vocals or like meeting in a studio, recording, and then whatever, right? However it ends up coming to be. But this one, I think I told you in the very beginning, I was like, it's interesting because like I didn't have much experience like doing it all like from scratch with someone from top to bottom.
Gotcha.
Because most of the time my collaborations is like one of us made the beat and then I'm just writing, or like I made the beat and they're just like, it's like that kind of thing. But
they already solidified like A, B, and then just
exactly. But this one, it was like Eli and I were in the studio like together multiple days, like hella hours. Like there are days we would meet in the morning and like I wouldn't go home till like 10 at night. Like we would really lock the fuck in and just like figure shit out.
That was like the funnest part of the album for me, was like because we would record tracks like, and then I remember when we went to drop, we're like, fuck, we made this beat, and then we were like, we didn't. So fuck, dude, like we gotta completely scrap it. The entire beat. Just started going through all of the projects that we felt like, okay, we could reproduce them, and reproduced them, and like I think one of the favorite songs on the tape we did, which was "Stay Up," right?
Stay Up.
Yeah, dude,
that's my favorite story to tell about the creation of the album. The "Stay Up" it was not always over that instrumental. We recorded that shit over a whole nother thing on a different day, and we decided like, let's just do this shit ourselves, because it was something we recorded on like an amazing like beat.
Yeah, the song was great.
Like, it was not for lack of quality. We were both like, oh, should we just buy this beat? Like it was to that point, but then we also were like, you know what though, like let's really make it us. So we like sat down. I mean, were you there? You were there, I think.
Not for the
Stay Up.
Yeah. No, because
you were there he was there for Out Tonight.
For the second one.
Out Tonight.
I was there for Out Tonight.
Yeah, but Stay Up. I remember, because so we did that, and the funny thing is too with how people have really taken to that song. I remember in the beginning, Eli and I were both like, like, do we like it this way? At least, like.
No, we were.
It was. I think it's one of those things you get what do they call it, like demo ear or whatever, where like you just get so used to like how it sounded before. But like in the end, like obviously we made the right decision, because I don't think it would have gotten the response that it has gotten from people who enjoy our stuff. Like,
I think I knew I made the right decision when we were shooting the video. And I go, yo, who made this beat? And then you said, bro, we did. And I was like,
bro, that had me so dead, because he really
I was being dead serious too. Really, I wasn't even joking. I was being after you made the beat. Because I thought that the homie beat bear Jonas made that beat. So I was asking Addy like, oh, yo, who made this beat? Was this the Jonas one? And he's like, nah, bro, we did. And I was like, oh.
And the Jonas one is frustrated, right?
Frustrated. Hey, shout out to Jonas. I hope you're doing well all from across the globe. One day I will meet you and I will shake your hand. I really do mean it. I'm not going to forget. Because Frustrated is another one of my personal
Frustrated's great.
favorites. Frustrated was almost a single. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Frustrated was almost a single.
No.
Before we redid Stay Up, Frustrated probably would have been the one we did first.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy we went
Yeah.
with Stay Up.
So we got, you did a lot of rapping.
I did.
This is a dance pop album.
Yeah.
What was kind of like the move? How did that kind of come about? I know, just for the people in
Well,
the words.
For me,
Yeah.
dance and pop and electronic type of music and sounds have been something I've been really exploring, like, honestly, since the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, my first ever solo project, Everything Is Good, I Love You, that's my first child. Like, there's the first single off of it was really a dance
It was
cut.
a dance ass song. Yeah.
It was Fake It Till You Make It, which I performed recently for the first time in years,
Yeah.
and like I cannot lie, like that shit, it felt good. I was still fucking with it.
You did it live with an audience, right?
Not the first time. The first time I ever did Fake It Till You Make It was actually the first show I ever did in LA.
Oh, that's right. You did do Fake It.
Cause shout out to my homegirl. Like, I mean, I love that I can shout so many people out, man. Like, I feel like compared to the last time I was on Fake Radio as a guest, I was like, I didn't really know that many people, but now it's shout out every 5 seconds. But shout out Arlena, shout out
Arlena
for the first opportunity I ever had to perform in LA. She gave that to me. That's a gift I'll always hold dear.
Yeah.
Cause she didn't even know me that well at that time, but she took the chance that like I think he can do this, rock this crowd.
I looked at that lineup and like, cause I didn't know Cavani or Bleach on there.
Low-key stacked. That line was stacked. When I look back on it.
Like now, those are all people who I like fuck with the music heavy like that. Like,
yeah.
and, like if I saw that lineup now, I would be like,
You'd be lit, yeah.
It's kind of like.
No. But yeah, dance has always been something I loved, and I gotta probably give it to like Sonic the Hedgehog or something, because some of my favorite cuts from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise have been like the most dancey. Like, people don't understand like.
Bro, no.
How good like some of them tracks is. Like, there was a moment where like the Sonic the Hedgehog like fucking aesthetic and sound was just New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
I need people to understand that. So like even something like the drums on Stay Up, like that shit, that sound, like that for me anyway, because I grew up. I had immigrant parents, so like I didn't listen to a lot of American music growing up until like my brothers became teenagers and they watched 106 and Park and shit like that. And even then, they wasn't listening to that. It was the fucking mid 2000s.
Yeah,
New Jack Swing had already come and gone, so like that was where I was getting it, and like I've always loved that. So I've always tried to like incorporate it in. Because before I was like I'm making dance music, people would be like, and I would view it as like I'm making songs that sound like video games. I remember people say that shit all the time. And it's kind of by design at this point, and I've been doing it for so long. I definitely like stepped into more of like an electronic moment on Blossom, with just the synths on that and like some of those patterns. So I was like, you know what, I think I want to go full send, because I was like, I think I want to do a whole project of like dance. I remember I was telling people that all the time.
And
I
I
wanted to
remember
do dance in house and
we were
all
listening
that.
to a lot of Jordan Ward.
Yup.
Creator.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about influences for the project? Yeah, for me, Jordan Ward, definitely Tyler the Creator, Devin Morrison, shout out to Eli for putting me on to Devin Morrison. So hard. If you don't know who Devin Morrison is, do yourself a favor. Listen to his shit.
Before you don't.
Like literally, like I don't understand how he is not a bigger artist than he is. He definitely deserves way more acclaim, because the man is a fucking extraordinary composer and vocalist.
Just everything. He's a dope individual too. I love his like marketing for how he brands himself. It's very like nostalgic. He's focused on himself. Really like pushing peace. I love his vibe, bro.
100%.
He inspires the shit out of me.
100%. Like, just I don't know. If K Tronada for me as well.
Yeah.
From a production standpoint, I've always from 99.9%. Like that was the first time I ever really listened to K Tronada. Like, and that was like what 2016 or 2017. K 15.
Damn,
So,
I
like,
didn't know about.
Yeah, bro.
Kaytranada
I've
till then.
always loved K. I used to have a Kaytranada song as my ringtone.
Really?
Like in high school, I like figured it out. I was like,
Whoa.
I love this song so much. I want this shit to be my ringtone.
Yeah.
So I've always loved Kaytranada. Kaytramine, I think, deserved a lot more acclaim.
Oh yeah, you were hype on it. You
'cause,
were
yeah,
listening to,
the
you
fake-
were listening to a lot of K-Tramina.
The fake radio fans know that like I don't talk about him a lot, but I really do fuck with Amine. I think he's so tough. I think he's so hard. So
He's still underrated to me.
still, he's huge artist, massive, but like I still think he
one of
can.
the greatest rap albums of the 2020s in my opinion, personally. I think
Ooh.
and I don't think that like it's crazy how people don't talk about it enough because it's one of those albums where it's like if I hear one song, I have to listen to the whole.
It's a very cohesive
it's
body
an
of work. It's a
incredible
solid
album.
body of work.
And R.I.P. Jack Knight, R.I.P. Grog, Stephen J. Grog. Like,
Sure, yeah. RP, rest in
it's
peace,
really-
man. Gone way too soon.
It's crazy.
That shit made me so sad when I found out. Yeah.
Word. And got some great, Stay Up you talked about.
Mhm.
Out Tonight, one of my favorites.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
can talk about that one. What I love is because I remember I was sitting through a recording session that you had with the Hip Hop Society. This is way long ago, and y'all were just playing beats, and like somebody played a Halloween beat, and then y'all were like, let's make a Halloween EP. And then like 2 weeks later, there was a Halloween EP out called Candy Bars, with, like a whole music video and everything. And
Yeah.
that's when you played the beat for I was there when you played the beat for Girlfriend. It was right after Addy's first Adults Only show.
Well, yeah, we gotta talk about that night because that's truly
Yeah.
like when Club Avocado started.
that's like the
actually.
first song.
Yeah,
But
and then-
continue with your thing.
And
We'll come
then
back
like
to it.
you played the beat for Girlfriend, and then me and Addy were both like, oh, we gotta do
It's
this.
like that was
and
it.
then
Yeah.
and then y'all made a whole Club Avocado, and that's just like those are my favorite projects to me when it's just like, oh, we can just do this. So
Bro,
so how'd you
it's so natural, like.
so when did you make the beat for Girlfriend? And when did you know that Ademir was gonna hop on and type like?
So for Girlfriend, nah. I mean, a lot of the times what I do is I make beats kind of like tailored to the artist that I work with.
Yeah.
So for that time period, I was trying to explore the language of like pop and R&B just
Yeah.
because of the singers I was around, like
Right.
Najee, Kwame.
All talented individuals.
these
Check
dudes-
their shit out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out, because you were very
Shout out to
prolific.
Kwame, shout out Najee. Who else? Shout out Chioki. He doesn't even know, but I used to watch his IG clips back in the day when he was singing. I was
That's
like,
crazy.
bro, like I
And
need to be on
How
that.
did you meet all these dudes?
So I met Kwame through Najee, and I met Najee through a mutual friend, which was Thousand Band Fawny. I was at his house.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, and then his manager Jamal was like, "Yo," it's actually a funny story.
His manager was like, hey, Eli, like, I need you to come work with this dude. Like, you gotta lock in with him. So I'm like, bet, say less.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs, I'm getting the mic ready, and then walking by, and then I see Najee asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, bro's about to be crazy. Like, I apologize, Najee, not in a good way. I was like, damn, bro's crazy. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, I gotta make sure, like, but I know it's gonna be fire, because I trust
Yeah.
Jamal, and I know everyone in there is creative as fuck. So, bro, I load up this beat, and it's like an R&B beat. It's not even like a trap beat. And he comes in, which is the cleanest vocals. And I'm literally sitting there like, he's like, all right, punch me in. So I'm like, bet. Press record. He just hits some da-da. I was like, bro. I was like, what? No way, dude. So after that day, dude, we literally stayed up, finished the whole song, and haven't stopped working since. And then he's put me around all of his friends, really tried to put me on and put me in a position. And Najee, thank you for that. He always extends his hand and his resources, which I'm really appreciative of. I think that's the way you gotta do it, dude. The moment you start like holding game and trying to like keep shit for yourself, it's like, dude, you'll never beat a team, Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You just
exactly.
you won't, bro.
Like, that's the realest thing. I truly, when it comes to music, I don't think gatekeeping really has a place.
No.
I understand from an aspect of, you gotta secure your own shit. If you got a certain sound that like is your bread and butter, I get it. But like for the most part though, like opportunity wise, there's no reason to not pass opportunities to your homies. Like if it presents itself, or like
So true.
if you're in a room why wouldn't you bring up your people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're in an important room, bring your people's names up at least. You know?
Yeah.
Because you never know. Like this, the way the world is, like you never know who's gonna do what with what information. Who's gonna be like, oh well, we need acts.
Well, it's also
And
like
then,
you don't know who knows who.
Exactly.
That's
you know what I
what's
mean?
the tricky
And it's
part
like
about it is like, oh shit, you know this fool? Oh yeah, I worked with him. Oh bro, so I already fuck with you all that.
exactly.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like you build connections, people trust you. So when you exactly what happened here, you trust homie because you knew him before, and then boom. So
And
this
it just
guy got
keeps going.
you know what I
And
mean?
it
Like
keeps going. Yeah,
it's
like
that thing. It's
I
that
trust the
thing.
manager, then he gives me the homie, then I trust the homie, then he gives me some fool, then I trust that fool Kwame, and he gives me more fools. It's like it's just a cycle of
Exactly.
building, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So then girlfriend came about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Straight off top. But yeah, so like basically, during that whole time, I was just making beats for that kind of what was the song I was trying? Not Stay Up.
Oh yeah, because you were like playing music.
Yeah, bro. Like I had that vibe already going
It was
at the
something.
time.
Yeah.
I honestly it could have been Devin. I think Devin sparked that in me.
I think it was.
Because dude, I was listening to so much Devin at work. Like I mean,
That
lunch
makes a lot of
breaks,
sense because you were talking
parking.
about him.
Every day I'd come to work, I play Devin. Every day he dropped some shit, I'm playing him. Like, and he just kept dropping, and that was really the biggest inspiration for the project and all those beats, bro. I was like, really? I was like, damn, I just want to make something that makes me feel that way, you know. So I just started replicating it, and then turned it into what it is now, you know.
Yeah, and so then girlfriend came up. Tell me the story. I actually don't know this. Tell me the story with Call Your Bluff, because that's on like your vocal inflections go crazy. Like,
You gotta stop. They can't replicate. This time of life.
Yeah,
That's one of
so
my
that one.
favorites on that whole shit. Just literally, and it's to the smallest reason too. During one of the hooks, Eli is the background vocals. One thing about me, I love me some background vocals, and it's just the oh 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 oh. That shit is so. That shit is so hard.
So fun fact, that shit is actually a music. I tried to pay homage to Music Soul Child.
God,
The melody is the exact
I
same.
heard that.
It's I think the original's like you gotta stop, they can't replicate.
I was like, who is he
Yeah, it was Music Soul Child.
Okay.
During that time, like I was listening, I deep dived into music because I'd listened to him prior but never got into his discography.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, this was dope. Then I started checking out a ton of other R&B artists, and that kind of sparked that like R&B pop wave because I'm getting the pop from like Devin and all the like 70s like disco pop kind of.
Yeah.
But then I'm also getting like straight R&B, like full love ballads from Music Dwelle, all these like super sick avant, like crazy shit, you know.
Yeah. You fuck with Philharmonic?
The Philharmonic?
Like just no, like the dude Philharmonic. I think.
Oh, I don't.
I just heard. I just discovered.
Nah, I don't think I've ever. Dude, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
What does he make?
Like R&B.
Oh, that's fire. Yeah, no, I definitely got to tap in then.
How'd you find out about it?
I just YouTube.
Oh, okay, yeah, it just came out too. Shit.
Call Your Bluff is one of them ones, man. That I remember that one. Recording it took a while, cause like by the time I got onto the song, like cause a lot of the time, how me and Eli tend to work is like we'll just send stuff to each other.
That's so true, yeah.
It's like we'll be like, oh, this is an idea I had. What do you think? And then it'll be, oh, let me hop on her or whatever. Or like, oh, I think you might sound good on this. Whatever. It's like, it's kind of how a couple of the tracks actually came to be.
Yeah.
But just like interactions like that.
Until the album came to be, bro.
Like high key, honestly, because
like we were just making music.
Yeah.
We weren't tripping on like an objective goal or anything. We were literally just vibing and having fun. I think that was the most important.
honestly, like at the
having
end of
fun,
the day,
like genuinely having a good time making these songs. You know.
Yeah.
And it's like that's something I've been struggling with nowadays. I
mean, you produce for a lot of these people, but you rarely like do
hop on shit.
So
this was the first project where like I really hopped on something.
Yeah.
And that's because Ademir saw the vision. You know, he knew what I wanted. He knew where to take it. So I felt comfortable being myself. You know, and it's like
that's amazing.
also,
I was trying to branch out as an artist too, so I felt like that was a great opportunity for me to stray away from like, because I would drop my own single projects, but never like a collab project. So I was like, dude, I need to do it. But even if I did do it, it would always be singles. It would never be like an actual tape, you know? So I saw this as an opportunity, like, damn, bro, me and the homie, we're just cooking up, and let's just make it, you know? So I'm super grateful that I was able to do that, you know? Because, like, looking back on Club Avocado, it's like, it's such a different perspective from when I was actually cooking it. Like, while I'm cooking it, I'm, like, not thinking about it at all. And then now, like, looking back, it's like, whoa, this is actually like a real piece of work. It's something that we put a lot of time in, but you don't notice it because you're just having fun.
And you have such like creative, like innovative, like vocal inflections. Like that song "Overdue," like that's one of the mushroom songs.
Overdue.
I remember
Dude,
when how Overdue came onto the album, because it was literally like he sent that and I'm like, Eli, this is how we finish it. I remember from the jump, I was like, this is how we finish the album.
I texted him and I was like, bro, I know this is a solo song, but you want to put it on the album? And then he was like, bro, perfect. And then he was like, I'll do a solo song too. I was like, oh, even better.
Like, that was by design.
I thought No Dates came.
No Dates was made before.
But like as far as dropping.
I think like, but the creative decision of like doing No Dates into Overdue, what that was like, okay, we're both on most of these songs, boom, 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 and at the end is like our final little piece. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny too, because I think there's a fun, and I caught this only recently, there's like a fun little juxtaposition now when you listen to the full thing, because you have No Dates, which is like, you know, a bit of a emotionally rude song, I guess, because it's like, I'll love on you, but this isn't a date, this is just what it is. And then, but you have Overdue, and it's like, my love's been overdue. Like, so there's an interesting little like, one's creating distance, but the other person's trying to like actually get closer. I think it's just a fun.
That, you know, stay up and then can't stay away.
It's like little things. It's little things.
It's a weird body of work, and I love it.
And it's like, and some of it is like on purpose, some of it is like by chance, but I think when you're really focused and you're locked in on a concept or like an idea or a sound or whatever, the little pieces of connections sometimes start to form themselves, just because even if you're not fully realizing it, like you're building an entire thing. You know what I mean? Like once you really get in there, like it'll just start to happen. At least for me. Like I know some people, they get real cerebral and they're like, nah, I did this is all planned out. But like, I don't know. At least on Club Avocado, it's just like I want to emphasize what Eli said. Like, we were just making shit and having fun. This was like a no stress type of environment. Shit was chill. We were just having a good time. Two friends making music, and then we dropped some crazy shit. Like, I don't know.
I think it tied. Like, I saw this quote the other day from William Dafoe in this podcast, and he was like, "Why don't you try to fail? Like, why don't you purposefully try to make a bad painting?" And I think that was my approach for all of my music during that time. Was like, I don't give a fuck if this is the best song or the worst song. I'm just gonna have fun. And those are always the ones that, in due time, feel the best. Because you know you're just genuinely being you, authentic. You weren't trying to force anything. And like Ademir said, all those little things really made the bigger picture.
And that's the thing. Like, none of this was forced. There was no point. Like, maybe there was times where we got stuck. That happens in any creative endeavor. Like, especially when you're trying to make something great that isn't just average. Like, you're gonna have a point where you're like, where do we take this idea? You know, so we stop and like we have our conversations, or we take a break from something to go work on something else. But like, just chasing that, like, keep it easy. Like, shit does not need to be like music. The funny thing about music is that it can be as complex as you want it to be. And I don't mean just like from a composition standpoint. I just mean like mentally. Like, you can't sit there and like and be like, spend 5 hours like on just like a loop if you really wanted to, and it could be the illest loop ever, but you can get something just as ill as if you like step back and just let shit happen too.
Yeah.
And it's to each their own. Some people thrive in both. And that's just up to you as an artist to figure out what works better for you.
Yeah.
But like this time around is like, I think that's one of the things that made it. And the fact that Eli and I already got along so well as people, but also like we like a lot of the same shit.
For real.
Yeah, we were like homies at work. Like if I saw Addy at work, I'd be like, fuck, bro. At least I got the homie in there.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like you look at the roster, like, oh shit, okay, cool, Eli here today, like what? It's like shit like that.
Yeah.
So then, like on top of that, the fact that we both understood what this sound we both were drawn to was, and we had that locked from the jump. Like some of the first shit we ever made was already on some like Club Avocado adjacent shit.
Exactly.
That one time joint. That was like one of the first things we recorded.
Oh,
That was such a fun day, bro. That first studio session. Yeah, we both got a little toasted. We was watching The Idol for like 2 hours. Like, so this is like what I was talking about earlier for the audience, for those who don't know. When I was like earlier, I was like, oh, I was so nervous to hit up Eli. I hit up Eli. He says, yeah. So the day comes. I wake up. I was like, oh, we'll meet at like noon or whatever. We go. We cook. We made like 1 or 2 tracks. We laid down a couple things.
Probably got a couple ideas down.
And like just also like just vibed and like really got to know, because I know Eli way better now than I did like when we first started. So just that kind of bonding kind of shit. And then eventually we was both. I was for sure cross. I don't know. We was smoking and drinking at a certain point. So we just started watching The Idol because I was talking about. I was like, yeah, I seen the first episode. I kind of fucked with it because the full series hadn't been out yet. And then we watched up until Mike Dean showed up.
Right.
And that Mike Dean shit
that's
had
the
him
only reason
so
why I wanted
dead.
to watch. I was like, yo, I'm only gonna watch it for Mike Dean.
It is.
This fool hops out the van.
Oh no, that's blunt. Nah.
With a blunt and a bong. And not even, it's a roar. It's a roar too. It's like a real fucking bong.
Like,
I was watching that show. I was watching that show with Mary. And they kept mentioning Mike Dean, and Mary did not know who Mike Dean was, and I was like, oh, wait till Mike Dean better pull up. Like, I fucking love Mike Dean. And then he pulls up, and I was like, he did not disappoint.
Absolutely did not.
like,
absolutely fucking killed
and
it.
I'm sad for Mary because knowing who Mike Dean is prior to seeing that shit makes it funnier. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's just a different interpretation.
Like, obviously, you get a
way to be introduced to Mike Dean.
Honestly,
And
it's like.
Oh no, the show's pretty fucking bad. I mean,
the show's pretty fun. I love you. The Weeknd. Shout out to Mr. Abel, but yeah, that show in the end was not it. But I respect you for taking the creative risk though. I think it was well shot at the least. So.
Oh no, the cinematography was sick. I just think storyline was a little.
Yeah, it's a story at the end of the day. I think the original music that the Weeknd did for that show was actually pretty good. I think.
Yeah. I think soundtrack composition was.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've talked to you about your discography on podcast.
Yes.
And your discography is basically like doubled at this point since.
I've dropped a lot of music.
You drop a lot of music. I gotta talk about some of my favorite songs. Just know the story behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
First
for
of all,
sure.
I can never pronounce it.
Anemone, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anemone.
So John made the beat for that.
John made the beat for Anemone.
Yeah.
Anemone is from March, right? That was on the what did I call that one? Roots? Yeah. That one was really cool. So for those who don't know, longtime friend and collaborator, Tao Beats.
Yes,
Very, very, very talented producer. Literally, and one of my like closest friends. I love that man to this day.
Yes, sir.
You met him in Boston?
Yeah, we met in school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of my growing list of NC homies. Like I got a lot of.
Oh yeah, no, we
like every I swear to God, like it seems like every year I meet a new person from North Carolina. It's crazy.
But like we got a lot of NC.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Shout out. Yeah, that's insane.
Cool, yeah.
That's insane. Shout out Ken Danger. Shout out Renzo Star.
Shout out Young Water Cycle.
I didn't even realize I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from. Yeah, you know
That's
that?
great. I did not. And then shout out Young Water Cycle.
Shout out Young Water Cycle for sure.
But so Anemone came about. Okay, so John. Nah, I don't want to drop his government. I'll keep saying Tao Beats. So Tao Beats, came through to LA. He visited in like I think it was December of 2022.
Yeah.
2022.
Oh, you made it in that session?
Well, it was around that time. He had the beat already made though.
Yeah.
He had the beat already made, but he was just like, we were hanging out. He came to visit. We were at my crib, and he was just playing me stuff. And I was like, oh, I like this. And so he basically like took all the beats that I liked and sent it to me on a later date, like a little beat pack.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of tracks actually that came out in 2023 are from him. Anything that he's credited on for 2023 was stuff he sent me in those sessions.
Yeah.
And so I heard that one, and I was like, the second the sample came in, and I was like, oh, no, this is hard. And then when it came down to write about it, I was just at a place where I was like, I was thinking a lot about being home because I was approaching. I was like, dang, I've been in LA for almost a year now.
Yeah.
And I also around that time like was getting ready to do this show, or like Arlena was talking to me about this show that happened in the one I mentioned earlier, the first one in March.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm over here like, oh man, like this. I'm just thinking. I have all these thoughts about where I am and where I'm going, and that kind of like fueled the song. And I was also thinking about, damn, like I haven't talked to a lot of people from back home.
Yeah.
And now it feels like
It's a good spot.
in my own head, like I feel awkward speaking to certain people back home because of just the time. You know what I mean? Like you don't know if what people is on anymore.
Yeah.
So then that's like where the opening line. Woke up today. Honestly, I feel exhausted because I was feeling tired. I was feeling tired as fuck. I was feeling really exhausted from work. I was doing like 10-hour shifts.
Yeah.
I was doing like 50-hour work weeks. So I was physically
tired. You were really
I was tired. So like,
That's fucking hard.
but it was like I was doing that, and I was like still trying to make this music stuff work, and like just trying my best to like figure out a new direction too, because this is coming off of Blossom.
Yeah.
And I was doing the strategy where I was like, there's that famous video of Russ talking about he dropped like a song every week for like almost a year or whatever, however long that period was. And I was like, let me try something. But I knew realistically I couldn't do every week, but I could definitely do, 2 to 3 a month.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so it was like to push myself to do that too.
And that was perfect too, because that's right when you started getting shows and you had
Exactly.
shit to just perform. You're like, this is out tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's
and
like perfect. Such a
and
good
so you have moments in that song of like that's what I'm talking about, the sort of things that inspired it. I'm trying to think of any lyrics to pull out right now. I even went back to my past. The people, something in the back where I hold it, keeping me captive. Oh, because I was doing a driving metaphor, so like it's like the people in the back are holding me captive, but I'm driving the car, they're backseat driving. That's like the imagery I was trying to do. So, but just talking about like my past mentality, past whatever, like that shit's holding me back. I just gotta keep moving forward. I ain't trying to be the last one about the city, trying to make sure that the vision turns into the life I'm living. I ain't trying to see a ceiling. Do you feel me? The ceiling comes crashing, then it turns into the limits, and like, that whole thing. I was like, I felt like I was starting to limit myself, and like at least mentally, I felt like very boxed in of my own creation too. Like it was my fault. Hence why, like the ceilings come crashing down, like shit falls apart around you, and then all of a sudden, that ceiling turns into your limit, and you can't see past it because you're so trapped in. But I've always really liked that one. Even though I don't do it, I don't perform it as much. I think I've only performed it once. But I always love a good people. Like as much as like my work has turned more to singing and pop. Like at the end of the day, though, like I do kind of view myself as a rapper first. And that's what I always did first. And I don't think I'll ever stop rapping, even if I could drop a whole project of just singing. But I'll still like.
But your new
like,
shit is back to the rap.
We're rapping. We've been rapping a lot. To the people who don't know.
Oh, you're about to know.
Like Addy's been rapping again. So like, if that's what you like from me, you'll be. I got some for you. Angry
Addy is coming.
A little bit too, we're getting. I was real smooth and nice and suave, but now I'm trying to like be in your face again and all that. So look for more of that in the future. I can't say when, but definitely like probably sooner than you might think.
Especially with the stuff you played me, bro.
And then with with the new shit, there's more Addy Eli collaborations coming in too.
No,
best believe.
It's Club Avocado stuff. Addy Eli.
Like we can do a lot more than like get you out to move your feet. Believe me, we can do more to make you dance.
I gotta talk about Orange Blossom.
Oh my gosh! Shout out to Orange Blossom. Can I say something about Orange Blossom?
Say something.
That song for me, that's another excellent example of me making dance music before Club Avocado.
Was that the one that you played me and I was like, I love that?
I don't know. I've played you a lot of stuff and you've liked it, so I don't know.
But
I don't mean that as a brag. I just mean like
there's one that you weren't crazy about, and then I was really into it, and then you were like, you made the song, and then you were like, easy liked it, and he was right, because was that Orange Blossom? Am I tripping?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah,
but it could be because we've had moments like that where I've been like, easy, I don't know about this, like decision, and like easy has always been very helpful with like giving me honest feedback and like keeping me pushing myself in a healthy way.
And that was just him prior to him being your manager, right?
I don't even know actually. I don't even know actually.
Like the journey of us, the relationship we have now, it was like very gradual.
It was very gradual.
Yeah,
it's very
I
natural
kind of
thing.
that it was gonna turn into a manager-artist relationship, but it was very like
No,
like I think I started kind of like back in Hip Hop Society days. I was like, I'm not a rapper. I'm not gonna like speak on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then kind of when we moved to ELA, we were living together. So then it was like he was just playing me stuff all the time. It was like I was at the studio, so I was like, oh, maybe we should do this.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of just like it kind of turned into what it was.
Of course.
True.
Yeah, because I always took you guys as like homies prior to anything.
Oh yeah, we were friends first.
Always homies before business.
And for
like,
years
you
too.
See it, like literally, you could see it. You know?
For years. Easy and I got a lot of shared history and lore. Like y'all wouldn't believe.
There's a lot of lore, and a lot of it is on.
A lot of it is on the podcast. Visual examples and shit.
I remember when I met you, because he introduced me to you as like
his
the
manager.
manager.
Yeah.
And you didn't know me at all. You were like, I think you were a little drunk, but you came up to me. And you were like,
Sure.
Yeah, no, because it was at the show.
Yeah.
And you came up to me and you were like, thank you for like giving Ademir like a platform and like believing in it.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I was like, where? And then and then you were like, so how did you like meet? I think, and then I was like, oh, I met in like college, and you were like, whoa.
Yeah, but I was tripping because I when I first met you, I thought that Ademir just came out here, you hit him up, and we're like, yo, I see what you're doing, like I want to manage you. And then like, you know, the more we hang out, I come to see it's like, oh no, you guys are like actually like damn near brothers, bro. Like you're literally homies. Like it's not even business first. Business kind of is a secondary thing.
Like truly, every time, like it's funny that you mentioned Orange Blossom because I made that shit in your apartment. I don't know if you knew that. I remember I made the beat in this apartment back when this was a different couch. Yeah. Like I forget why I was over. I was probably just chilling or something. And
that was when you were staying with me.
I don't think so.
No.
Ooh. It might have been close. It might have been definitely like I was like about to move apartments and like shit like that. But I was over, and I made the beat, and then I was like, this is a cool beat. I was like, what do I do over it? And I had this idea at the time that I was gonna do this like little fruit pack, because previous I had dropped Lime Blossom, and then I dropped Lemon Blossom, and then I was like, okay, let me do Orange Blossom. Yeah. You know, like a little citrus thing. I had a fruit thing going on the naming convention, and I just like, okay, what can I do? Because I had like an idea. Like the idea was like, oh well, Lime Blossom is like limes. You don't like. I think about lime. I grew up with a Dominican best friend, so my thing with limes is like you put that on. It's dressing. It's like from a food standpoint, like it accents it or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a song about dressing good because that's how I feel like clothes are, you know. Yeah. And then I made Lemon Blossom, and it was like, okay, lemon, sour, bitter, so let me make it a little harder, a little like, literally as simple as like, I want you when you hear the beat, you go, as if your face is like, you're getting puckered up from a fucking lemon. Yeah. And then with Orange Blossom, I was like, okay, oranges, I love oranges, everyone loves oranges, sweet, all that, so okay,
Y'all know about
She's so sweet like Tangerine. Tangelos, I fuck with Tangelos too. Tangelos are fire. So that's where like that came from, and then I was like, okay, this is super house beat. I don't want to do too much to it. And you know, I've re-fallen in love with that song because it seems that people like it live, which is interesting to me because I think before the last couple of shows I performed it maybe like once, and like it was like when it first came out. But I think I've grown as a performer, and I'm able to tap into the audience a little bit better. Not even a little bit. I think a lot better than I was.
Your stage presence is so much
like
now.
it was I did a show at the Viper Room, and the audience really was fucking with Orange Blossom. And then I did it again at another show after that, and they were also really fucking with it then. So I was like, oh my god, I guess people really like this song, and
people love that.
It definitely like is gonna be something I think I perform a lot more often because it's just a fun song. It's it's like a perfect kind of thing where people can shout out with you. It's like I don't know.
And so we're talking about fruits. We got Club Avocado. I know the story, but it's a cool story. Why Club Avocado? Because
Gotcha. Do you? I feel like I've been talking so much. Do you wanna?
I don't even know why it's called Club Avocado.
Okay.
So.
Well, the reason the Club Avocado name came from the fact that in the apartment that I was in, or I am in, we actually have an avocado tree in our backyard. And so
that's where the photo.
That's where we did the photo shoot at. Like so, when you look at the promo pictures we did, or that Eli has posted, the cover, everything. That is in front of an avocado tree. It wasn't avocado season, so there was nothing really growing on it yet. But that is like a real avocado tree that does grow avocados and all that. So like, it was a mix of like that was like the working title for me anyway.
I had no problem.
And then it was like catchy enough from the jump. From the jump, we're like, ooh, that is cool. Like Club Avocado. It kind of clicked. I can't explain it. It was just it's one of those non-verbal things.
Literally, like it wasn't even like me and Addy were like, fuck, bro, what are you naming it? Addy was just, I was like, you thought of the name for this shit yet? He's just like Club Avocado. Bro,
fun fact.
Sounds great.
That was
my Wi-Fi password. Or not password, but the name of the Wi-Fi on my crib.
Long before it was the album.
So I was like, dude, this sounds great to me.
I was like, this is mad cool, and then it stuck, and then obviously the visuals came after.
I was just gonna say, I think the aesthetic of the
whole tape fits it. You know,
we gotta talk about the incredible album release party.
Oh, that
was crazy because I remember in March. That's like when you had like most of the songs, like at least like a.
When did it get done? Yeah, we finished it in March, huh?
March,
We went to Santa Monica after and
we got
celebrated. That was a good ass day.
I remember I listened to it.
That was such a fire day, honestly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I remember I listened to it and I was like, I told Ademir, I was like, we should have like just a release party with like everyone dancing at your crib. And see, this is why Ademir is the best rapper and like a blessing that I can mention is because he just like I'll just like we'll just think of shit and he'll just execute.
It's just
like perfect. He'll just execute it exactly how
you mentioned.
He is just a pure, and he constantly does it. Like he just constantly releasing new stuff. Like he is so y'all just dropped Club Avocado like a few months ago and you already have just like so much stuff.
Yeah, bro. I think like
coming out.
Addy, you got a really good vision for like seeing the big picture, bro.
For real.
Like I think that's something you're really good at.
You know? That's how you gotta do it.
Like even with arranging for the album and shit, like he would just be like, I would basically Addy, take the wheel, bro. Just do you.
Yeah, I remember from the jump, I was like, all right, Eli, 8 tracks max. Like way before. I was like this. Well, I was like, what this is? 8 tracks, 30 to 40 minutes. Boom.
Done.
And that's it.
Back on the release party. I've seen so many people like throw events and like sometimes it's like fire, sometimes it's fire in like ways you don't expect. Like sometimes it's like, oh, like I just try to do a little something. Like I go out like I mean y'all know me like
you're
I go
outside.
Easy's outside. I'm outside, so I see and like the fact that you made it like such a spectacle and such a like shout out Jack and Dev, who like did the like mile long
Don't Look Productions, Jack West Callahan.
Productions,
Thank you, Jack.
Music video coming soon, but like the fact that like you just made it into like such a special moment. And, you know, like Young Watercycle who DJ'd, shout out to him.
Yes, yeah.
Like he was
dude.
just like in all of it. Like so many people just like were just like connected that night.
Like Devin, that's where I met Devin.
Devin Ferreira.
Yeah.
Shout out Dev.
Shout out
Like,
Devin.
Yeah, no,
Matter of
man.
fact, I need to text you back about that session. I know I've been like that shit.
but yeah, the party release party was part of a it was a bigger like
it was just
because you're talking about it's like part of that bigger picture
really,
thing.
Like, just an incredible thing, and it's like,
Yeah.
I think it was like basically like the live enactment of Club Avocado.
For-
It was
Like, yeah, that was
a
like the
real,
mentality
live
of it.
taste of it.
It was
like the fact that because like my favorite thing about music and the reason that what inspired me to like get more into music and get into managing is like because it's like it's bigger than just like craft and shit. It's like a movement, and it's like you can like put it in that way and like a way that like makes sense to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's really important too.
It's a really incredible thing.
Yeah. Then thank you for the kind words on it, because I would say this to Eli all the time. The one of the things about being a musician is putting a lot of hours into something that no one's ever gonna think about.
Yeah.
Like painstaking, like the mix, getting the mix right, getting delivery right, getting all of this shit to like gel the right way. Breath, even just something small. Like I don't like that I took a breath. Yeah, like the littlest things that like that by the time the song is complete and up to your standard, like most, if not zero people are gonna like think about it. And you have to make peace with that. And so, but it is that. But that's what makes when someone does catch something like that, or at least acknowledges like the effort extra special. So thank you, because that was a lot of. If you were there, if you've seen the pictures or whatever or videos, a lot of time and effort and planning went into that, and I'm just really happy that like
for the CDs, bro.
Oh my God, we did CDs. We did CDs.
All you.
Hey.
Dude, let me tell you the story about that.
Oh yeah.
Addy calls me, he goes, yo, I got a surprise for you. I'm like, okay, bet. I think it's a pre-roll, you know. I'm like, all right, cool. So, bro, I pull up in the car. He's like, all right, let me go get it real quick. Comes out, brings this. And I was like,
Get your CD now.
No way, brother.
For real.
So he gives me this.
what's the first thing I do? Pop it in the whip and play it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I don't remember the last time I played a CD in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone was an experience. Just playing it in the car off the CD. And I was like, damn, bro. Addy, like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen happen.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. I've never had a project that I've worked on where we've done shit like this.
This is like, and shout out to the homie, another very, very talented artist. Another one to the list of shout outs made on this podcast. Shout out to Jaden Dante Gear. Because he was the one that inspired me to actually do CDs, because he dropped an amazing project called Knox last Christmas, and he dropped CDs for it, and I was just so inspired, because I was like, dude, when's the last time you really like bought a CD? Like, unless you're a collector or even then, like when's the last time you saw like someone? I don't know.
Actually, low key, I'd probably say like Vegas when the schools are.
Well, yeah, like people do it, but there's a certain aspect of it that you have to respect, because to do that is like Jaden and I would later then have a talk about like how we feel about physical media and stuff like that. And from there, that like just solidified it to me. I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I asked him, like, he was basically the one. I was like, how did you make your CDs? Right. And I pretty much like no bully, like just did exactly what he did. Made the CDs. Shout out to Jaden, because if Jaden didn't make CDs for Knox, I don't know if there would be a Club Avocado CD. So shout out to the homie Jaden, my twin, birthday twin.
Chris, I never shouted out Chris. I do gotta shout out Chris, because I forgot when we were talking about people who influence like that time of music. Bro, Chris was the first singer I worked with ever when I got to school, so he really set the stone in for me locking in.
Yeah. Leads me to my next point. So we do the fake radio game collabs. So I'm gonna start with Eli. What artists that you haven't worked with that you know personally who you wanna do a song with, and then just dream artists that you wanna.
haven't worked with who I know personally.
Yeah.
Haven't worked with who I know personally. Carpool. Carpool. Definitely want to work with those two, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That hands down.
That would be fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good blue misses.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, those two are sick. I mean, the ones that I met.
Yeah.
Insane.
Shout out to Carpool Band. Ran this fucking summer. I
Dude.
got it. Club Avocado. We
on
were
point,
outside.
dude,
We was outside.
Carpool, I'll tell
But
you
like
that
Carpool was fucking camping, bro. At the like
What'd you say?
Y'all got two parts again.
they got two fantastic.
I was listening to Stank Face
And like one day y'all are gonna look back at Carpool, I swear, because I do think that group and just those individuals are destined for greatness. Like you're gonna look back and look at that production and look at how they approach that music, and like I don't know, they're gonna be in a documentary about some shit.
Shout out Not Theory too.
And shout out Not Theory and man, that's what I mean. Like y'all ran this summer. Y'all was active, and that's just inspiring to see.
So for artists that is like famous, big.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably Devin.
Devin.
I don't even need to work with brothers. Let me sit in the room watch them cook up. I'm good. Like I have a good time regardless.
You do a lot of like soundtrack, like stuff too. Because you dropped that album right after Club Avocado, and I was like, is it gonna be? Just a lot of.
Yeah, I dropped a lot of shit. A lot of collaborative singles. Did some work on a project with Kwame. Singles with Najee, and then I dropped my solo album, which is I called it MIDI Therapy. That's what it is. That one was really fun. That was a cool project because, it's the best.
Yeah.
I've dropped a composition album before, and the way that I do it is I don't know, probably every 6 to 8 months, just depends on how long. I'll literally just go through every single one of my scores that I've done and just put them together. That's literally how I do it. Like I don't.
Y'all need to understand. Eli really does this shit.
Like
Eli and I, we basically have a tradition. Every time we link up, especially at his crib, we'll just play each other shit we've been doing. So like, here's this new thing I've been doing. Here's this
show me
and like
20, 30, 40, however many.
and it'll be like that'll be like the first like hour or so of us linking up before we just like chill out. Yeah. And like Eli will be like, yeah, I was just doing this thing the other day, or like I was working on this before you pulled up, and it's just like this amazing like that's what Eli does. I need y'all to understand that. Like he sleeps, breathes that type of shit. So.
Yeah, and I think even more recently, like, and thank you for that too. I really appreciate that. Like I've been listening to a lot of classical, like, bro, like you guys know, in the car and shit, like, bro, I don't know.
We was listening to John Carpenter the other day, like just like in the whip. Yeah, bro, like it's
I just feel like I don't know, like I've just ingested so much R&B and hip hop over the past 5 to 7 years that like my brain needs music without lyrics.
Yeah.
And like literally compositions, like, dude, I feel like I'm fucking Indiana Jones, or like I don't know. To me, it just feels like the best way to describe it is brink of discovery. Like I feel like it's something new that is also nostalgic at the same time.
Yeah.
So I just love it, you know. And a lot of people fucking hate classical, so, and I don't blame them. It's a little slow and boring, so. It's a little slow and boring.
It can be. That's facts, though.
And before I get into your answer, let me just say this dude listens to fake radio, and he like a lot of people on the show when they do this thing, they say I want to work with Ademir. He hears that, and he's tapped in with a lot of people. And there's a lot of people who I'll just meet at shows, and then I'll have them on the podcast, and I'll be like, Ademir will sound horrible, but like I don't song with it, and then he'll do it, and it'll sound like even better than I
you guys
thought.
imagine.
Like a lot of the people who you fuck with on the show, like he's it's coming soon. But what? So who artists you know who you haven't done a song with yet?
Yeah, this one is a crazy one because now at this point, I've worked with a lot of the people I'm friends with, which is like, wow, because like I mentioned earlier, like last time I was on the podcast as like a full-fledged guest, it was like a lot. I had to run through a list because there's so many people we had like met or just met or were getting to know, and I was like, these people are cool. I want to work with them. And now I've worked with quite a lot of those people. But someone I haven't actually. Hold on.
You gotta think about that.
Let me think about who I have shit in the vault with, because definitely like not all of it is out.
I'm saying like
someone who you haven't worked with.
Yeah, like someone who you like
ever, not even anything. Okay.
Like not even like plan to like because there's stuff that like you've played me and then you've been like so and so's gonna hop on this like.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like I want to hear like just something.
Give you a tip. I thought of your homies.
You know who? NC-17.
Yes, sir.
You might not have met him because he's always traveling, but he's a really talented artist. Goes by the name of NC-17.
You met him. Eli, you met him
at the show.
He was at the when I did that Los Globos show.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got his dyed locks.
Yeah, when he came up. Yeah. Okay.
So you met him. If you haven't, we can actually play some after off camera.
Definitely play me some.
So freaking talented beyond measure. He can sing. The man can dance. The man can sound engineer. Live mix. Like he can. There's not much that he can't do. He actually had a birthday recently, so happy birthday.
Happy belated.
But yeah, definitely like at one day when I can catch him, because he's always on the road.
Yeah.
One day if I can catch him, I'd love to like figure something out, because he was actually one of the first people that show I mentioned that Arlena put me on to, that first one. He was actually one of the first people post that show to like tell me I like your stuff, and he was like, we should work together one day. And I didn't know him that well at the time.
I feel like
I wish I did. I really wish I jumped on it sooner.
It's crazy because I met him and I immediately dapped him up that night because like I feel like I've met him before. Like, I might have met him at another Arlena show. But that was like the first time we like were like chatting, and I like listened to his stuff like after, and I was like, oh.
Very talented. Very talented. Please go. He dropped a project last November. Still hot, still fire. Please go check that out. Amazing, just amazing performer. And then it's a artist that I would like, dream collaboration.
Yeah, I mean you said it before.
I've said it before, but I'll say somebody different. Tizo. Oh my God, I would love a Tizo touchdown feature. Me to be on one of his songs. Like I also could just sit down and watch him work too. I admire him as a creative. I admire him as a fellow artist. I think he is truly the future. And y'all need to catch up or get left, because Tizo is only gonna grow from here. So y'all better hop on the train right now.
I'm gonna throw just a random one out there too.
Okay. Okay.
Audrey Nuna.
I would love an Audrey Nuna song.
Yeah.
I would love to. I think she's actually so fucking cool, and I love her fashion, and I love the visuals she makes. Like, she always drops really great videos, and I'll play her shit. She's really dope. I know she's in the middle of an album cycle right now, I believe.
Oh yeah, and the album cover is like just her mouth.
She's really cool. I fuck with the grills that she wears. She's also like, above all else, she's also a very talented rapper. Like, she's one of the ones I'm like, she's one of the examples I list when I say in discussions, like, women are the ones running hip hop right now. Because every time I think of the people who's doing really cool shit that I like respect and I admire or whatever, it's the women in hip hop. And I mean that wholeheartedly. You can say whatever you want about me, but like, that shit is gonna be true. I'm sorry. And that's part of the reason why I try to do things the way I do, because men in hip hop, I think we've gotten too comfortable just being the default. And so people just don't try. People don't try, and like, when people think trying is fucking corny, and like, that's so far from the truth. Like, I don't know when and where we started that, like, but like, there's nothing cool about not trying, especially if this is what you want to do with your life. Why wouldn't you try?
It's only risky if it's not risky.
You know what I mean? It just sounds like a security blanket to me. Like, you say it's not cool to try so that you never fail, because if you know what I mean, you're gonna fail. And if you try to convince yourself that it's not worth trying, because it's corny or whatever, like you're only doing yourself a disservice, and I'll never respect that. That's one of the things, like, I hate when people do that shit.
Forever. And we're gonna end this with talking about one of my favorite songs that y'all have done. My favorite song, Club Avocado. What's the story behind Out Tonight? I know the story, but just for the people, what's the Out Tonight?
Honestly,
it's a fan favorite too. People really like
People do like that one. I've been told by a few people. Out tonight. Last year, preview night for Horror Nights last
Oh
year.
yeah, because y'all had it up for me. Preview night last year.
Yeah. Dang, that song probably hit its year anniversary of like conception. Like. Recently.
Yeah, I remember the Hennessy bar came from. I was just thinking like, shit, Addy show's coming up. I'm going out. Double shot of Addy in the sky. I'm keeping it real. Just what I'm on. Like, I'm thinking I'm in adults only, just kicking shit.
Yeah.
Just vibing, bro. And I was telling Addy that earlier too. Like, when I was working at Universal during that time, like, a lot of those interactions influenced the music that I was making. Like, just little shit would make me think of bigger things. And I'm like, whoa, what if I do that in a song? Talk about this, make this the idea. That's where the hook came for me. And then we remade the beat for that one too, right?
That's another one we made the beat. And I remember when we remade it, we had to make a decision.
Yeah, there's like
on
right?
Because so we remade the beat and like we pretty much remade it how it sounds now, like in one like long session. It took us a minute. That one was one of the ones we actually had to come back to because we tried to make it right after Stay Up. Because we remade the beat for Stay Up. Crazy enough, as hard and as crazy as that beat is, that was probably like 40 minutes.
30 to an hour.
Like
that one was just natural.
Like, that one just felt good. It just came in.
So that's why I feel like we were like, fuck it, let's just go to the next. Like,
and then
this one
and then that one it was like we're trying to figure out where to go with it. I don't even know how the decision to pitch it up came. I really don't. I think that came from wanting to speed up the tempo a little bit. Yeah. And then just from speeding up the actual acapella.
We did just drop it sped up. That's
like and I remember there was a point where like, do we want it sped up? There was a point where there was a beat switch in the middle of it to like
we did
a halftime thing, and like we were like, it sounds cool, but it doesn't really. It sounds like someone remixed an established song. It doesn't sound like its own thing. So and in the end, we like it took a couple of days of like sitting on it to be like,
for sure.
What do we want to do?
Came out great.
But I think in the end, we made the right decision. And I just want to say for the people out there, Easy believed in that song the second we finished it.
Oh,
I remember the what do we do came from me and Eli.
That was all me and Addy.
Because Easy's been very humble this whole interview, but he did play a role in putting and helping like Easy had a very integral like creative like input on this album.
100%.
So like give you your flowers because you've been very humble and putting it all on us, but you were part of that process too. But so Easy was always like, nah, Out Tonight's fire.
Yeah, and I think it's also like really important to have you, bro, because when me and Addy are like, fuck, what do we do? And you're just like, no, you guys are tripping. We're like, oh, okay, we're tripping.
That's important, bro. Like to all the artists, like you need to share your work. I used to be so scared of doing it, but like, just get some people you like, you trust, and like you gotta do it.
I think that's it.
I like, cause I just be editing and I just like just have music in my ears like all the time. I digest so much, like movies, TV, like I just digest like so much stuff. Like just went always on my downtime. I'm always like doing research for podcast guests. Like just I always do. So like I do like just listen to everything. So it's like I always would love like always lend a helping ear to like whatever. Just cause like I always like just know like what's
and I think like the biggest thing is that me and Addy trust your opinion.
For real.
You know, like if you can't trust their opinion, then don't ask for their opinion.
That's the thing,
Like
I think to all the musicians coming up in the world trying to figure out what they want to do. Like it's crazy to say, but you do gotta be picky who you share your demos with. Because what are you trying to get out of it? You gotta think about that before you send it. Are you just trying to share, or are you trying to get a critique, or like what?
Yeah, because that's another thing. Like some people play music and don't want critiques. They just want you to listen to it, you know. And I think that like we have a really good understanding of what we want when we show you.
So exactly.
We know what we're getting. We're not hurt by it. There's never times where we're like, bro, you don't fuck with this. But like if we do genuinely feel like nah, like I actually really like that part. It would just be like that. It's not gonna be like
exactly. And hey, one last thing. If you got a homie that only listens to like R&B, don't send them your trap beat because they're not listening for that, bro. Go to someone who that's what I try to do anyway. I'm like I know someone appreciates this sound or this type of music, so I'm gonna share it with them.
I'd say send both.
See what they're. I mean, it's good to get both, but like
send both,
for me,
bro, I've sent so many damn beats where I have purposefully. I'm not even joking. I have purposefully put beats in there as fillers, like because I'm like, yo, these are shitty. Like I'm putting them in fillers. Throw them in. What do you know? Those are the only ones they fucking pick, bro. And it's like completely opposite of what they do.
That is a good point.
So like, just sneak them in there though. Don't only send them trap. I agree with Addy on that. Like, don't be smart about it, but also give them a little variety. You know, fucking
push your friends, man. Push your friends.
Push
your friends.
Hey, I got one more question for you. You've done a lot of shows since we last talked.
Yes.
And you've become almost a prolific figure. Everyone knows when they go to. You just said you bring a Hennessy to it, like everybody knows. Like when you put it on a show, it's like an event. Like you really do like electrify the audience. Like I've told you this many times, but like after shows, I'll be like, you made everyone in that room your friend. Like, you know, like really. You are on like, and people. Not it's not just me. Like people say like a lot of you are one of the best performers in the LA underground scene. You kind of built a reputation. Who are like some of your like inspirations when it comes to like your performance? Your stage?
That's a really good question.
I'm easy. You have no idea how happy you just made me with that question.
I know that's a really good question.
Here's what y'all need to understand about me. Okay. I have been performing in front of people, not music all the time, but just in front of people since I was like 11 or 12 years old. First time I was ever on a stage in front of people was middle school, and I loved it ever since. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I like being in front on the stage. I like it. I know it's crazy to think about because some people get stage fright like crazy, but like I think I only have been nervous one time, like trying to go on stage. Like I've been nervous before, but like I've actually been nervous on stage once ever, and it's always like the second. It was like the first. It was my first time ever.
I was gonna say,
it was a middle school, the school play. I literally was so nervous I threw up. And then after that, after that, everything I did after that, like the stage fright dissipated the second I was on there. And it's nerves, you know. It's and that's the thing. And it comes down to utilizing your nerves, transforming that nervous energy into kinetic energy, like moving around. But to get back to the question, inspirations, because I grew up watching concert footage. Like I couldn't really go to a lot of concerts. So what I would do all the time, I'd like look up live performances, late night TV show performances, Coachella, you know, shit like that. Just watching artists I like do that, and like my favorite artists have always been the ones that like even from watching it on my phone screen, like that energy translates. People, Travis Scott, Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar. Who else? Definitely JPEG Mafia. Tizo, honestly, I saw Tizo live for the first time like earlier this summer. Amazing. It was just him on stage, but you wouldn't have even thought about it. Like his stage presence and the way he held himself is like amazing. A lot of mental notes taken. Who else? Those might be some of the biggest ones.
Yeah, you can talk about local too. Like,
but
like NC-17.
NC-17 always brings energy. Zayal Caps always brings energy. My favorite color, Kwame Adu always brings amazing energy. The homie Kaivani also. From the jump, and Jaden, like from the jump, honestly, like all my friends, like anybody you've ever seen me hang out with, if you've ever met me out in like the scene, or if you've ever like literally, I really mean it. I really mean it in like the least corny way possible. Like my friends are probably some of my biggest inspirations now because like they're cool. I don't know, like I wouldn't be friends with them if they weren't cool. And basically, all of them. Arlena too. Renzo, Kent Danger, I already said Kaivani. I already said Jaden, NC-17. Just people who I'm lucky enough to be around. Katera as well. I wish you need to perform more. I want you to perform more. But yeah, like I just admire. My philosophy is like, you came out, right?
Yeah.
You paid however much you paid to get in, for your ticket, cover, whatever.
Yeah.
Me, as an artist, as a performer, what is my job? I am here to entertain you. I'm here to give you a good time.
Yeah.
So it's in my job description. Like, I have to do that. That is what I'm here to do. I will never go up on stage. And I'm going to say this right now, and if you feel called out, I'm sorry, bro. Like, don't do this shit no more. Yeah. Like, I would never go on stage and get mad that the audience isn't giving me what I want from them.
Yeah.
Because if they're not giving you what you want, you need to be working harder then. That's all it means. You need to change it up. You need to be dynamic. If you go up and you're not giving the audience energy at all, but you're mad that the audience isn't lit, I'm sorry, bro. That is on you. It's your job. You're the performer. How dare you try to be like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all ain't... And like, yeah, bad crowds exist. This is true. This is true. Bad crowds exist. But like, sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you can it's just that simple. It's just that simple. Like,
I think
you have to bring that energy.
It's a reflection of you, bro. I mean, if you're not gonna go to like a fucking, bro, George Benson. I mean, dude, this man is
Eli and I saw George
old.
Benson. He's 90-something years old, and he rocked the Hollywood
and
Bowl.
Like, the way he's telling you, he's like no,
like
he's just like so entertaining, bro.
And he still got it,
loving,
dude.
bro.
Like it's exactly.
I think that's
exactly.
a great example of someone who like, despite being so like old and it sounds fucked up, but like still being able to rock it like that. And everyone reciprocating it like tenfold, that's all because of him. Like, if he would have went up there all slow and like, hey guys, like, didn't really talk much, didn't engage, like, we probably wouldn't have been as engaged, you know?
And I'll be honest, man. There's another, I'm gonna dig at the rappers again. Like, some of y'all walk up and you look bored doing your own song. Straight up. Some of y'all look bored doing your own shit. And I'm like, if you're not excited to do your song, why would I be? Especially if I don't know you. You gotta think about that. You go up on a stage, these motherfuckers don't know you. Yeah, you got your homies in the crowd or whatever, but most likely, unless it's your show, if you're on like a showcase or you're on a bill or whatever, there's a good chunk of that crowd that's never heard of you. And so those people are like, that's your target.
Yeah.
Your homies are gonna dance to your shit because they're your homies.
Yeah, of course. I've always said your homies are never real fans. And not in the sense of that they can't be real fans, but your real fans are people who don't know you personally and fuck with you.
This is true.
So tough,
this is very true.
Like, that's a real fan. You know, your homie's gonna fuck with you because he's your homie
that's
too,
your homie,
and he should, you know.
But yeah. Sorry to rant, but I just feel very strongly about the art of performance because it is dying. It is dying, and like
when you go to an Addy show, you go to an Addy show, like it's.
Yeah, man, get the crowd involved, bro. Like step
even
out.
At the release party, dog. Like when you're like everyone's there, like you're literally just, all right, everyone come over here, come to the garden. You got like 20 fools right here, just giving a little lecture on your fucking garden.
That's true. That happened.
That was hilarious.
Dude, I'm sitting there faded, just like, bro, I could not do that right now. Like, I'm like, bro, I know it's my release party, but like, I'm staying in the back, bro. That's all I do. Like,
oh shit! I forgot about that. Yeah.
Theatrical.
And that's what it is, deep down
that's
inside.
why I love,
It's because I'm a theater
I
major.
always
Like,
tell us, one of my favorite shows back in Boston is when I saw Milk Shaw, Najee Janey, Sean Wire at the Oberon Theater.
shout out Boston.
And cause I've seen other rap shows there before, but I went to that show and they really like used the space so like perfectly, and it was like I was like, this is like a theater. Like, and they're like, they're doing like a rap show. People get like it really like made me look at performing a lot different. And like when we saw Kendrick obviously does very like theatrical.
I cried.
Like the weekend.
I cried.
Big Steppers tour.
We saw the Big Steppers tour. No bullshit. I cried. I cried during Kendrick performed oh my god, what was it? Miss Sweet Destiny that you don't know.
Count Me Out.
Count Me Out. He did Count Me Out. He did that last little section of Count Me Out.
Yeah.
I literally, I teared up. I cried.
And,
that shit was beautiful.
No, Count Me Out's my favorite song on Big Step. But like even when we saw Tizo and he was like, I'm doing a musical next.
Tizo said he's doing a fucking play, bro.
Yeah,
like,
no, but
I love that shit,
That made
dude.
complete sense after seeing that show.
Yeah.
He just did it so well like that. So
this is what I'm saying, bro.
He really takes inspiration from like the greats of not only like concerts but just like theater.
Entertainment in general.
Yeah,
Entertainment in
I'm
general.
an entertainer.
You know.
So
That's the shit I'm passionate
It's the
about.
persona, like.
it's always so.
Yeah. That's why you'll always see me. I change up the outfit for every like little era.
No, yeah,
Like,
you rehearse in your room. You always you send me multiple outfits sometimes. And I'm like,
Yeah, cause like, dude, it's
yeah,
people don't understand, and I get it. People want to be cool or whatever, but like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. There's no room to be cool when it comes to like. I learned this literally my high school. One of my high school theater directors was like, the second you're worried about how you look on stage is the second the audience is aware that you are thinking about it.
Of course. 100%.
Cause like, I don't know, you can't. I'm sorry, there's no way like, and you not caring about being cool is the coolest thing you can do.
100%.
Cause the coolest people you know and the coolest people that everybody knows are people who don't care about being cool.
Yeah.
You just don't give a fuck. I mean, that's the thing. You just gotta not give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
true. Facts.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end it here.
Thank you for having us.
Addy, the Goats, Club Avocado. Already out in the summer, but we had to chop it up over here about it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Jimmy K Feds and the Squeak Squad.
Shout out Jimmy K Fed and the Squeak Squad.
Free Palestine. We gonna keep saying it till y'all fucking do y'all jobs.
Till it's backwards, G.
Till it's backwards.
And
your boy Eli, Ademir, Easy DJ.